Welcome back guys, this is the Texan girl and today I will give you a basic understanding of React.js through building a very simple application. So let's dig into it. When you are getting started with React, you should use the simplest setup possible. So here I'll use a simple HTML file which can import the required libraries. So let's bring up the template first. So guys, this is the template where I have imported libraries. This is the React library I have imported here. This is the React DOM library, and I have also imported Babel here because React uses something called JSX to write markup, and we will need to transform this JSX into plain JavaScript so that browser can understand it. And a very basic thing, we have all imported these libraries, these links inside script tags. So now let's look into this div element with this root ID. This is the entry point for our app, and this is where our entire app will live. And next, the script tag here in this body where we will write our React code. Okay, so our first assignment, let's create a component called hello. Let's see how to do. Okay, so everything in React is a component, and this usually takes the form of JavaScript classes. You create a component by extending upon the React component class. Okay. Okay. Now define the methods for the component. In this example, we only have one method and it's render. And inside render, you will return a description of what you want React to draw on the page. And in this case, I simply want to display an h1 tag with the text hello world inside it. Okay, and also to get our tiny application to render on the screen, we also have to use React DOM.render, and this is how we are doing. Yes. Document.getElement by ID, and our ID is root. Okay, so this is where we connect our hello component with the entry point for the app. So now let's run it. Okay. Yes. So wow, hello world, fantastic. So now this HTML-ish h1 and hello is the JSX code. It's not actually HTML, but what you write there actually ends up HTML tags in the DOM. So now let's get our app to handle data. There are two types of data in React: props and state. The difference between these two is a bit tricky. If you can't understand in the beginning, don't worry, it will become easier once you start working with them. The key difference is that state is private and can be changed from within the component itself. Props are external and are not controlled by the component itself. Okay, so let's look into the props. Okay, so our hello component is very static, and it renders out the same message regardless. A big part of React is reusability, means the ability to write a component once and then reuse it in different use cases. For example, to display different messages. To achieve this type of reusability, we will add props. So let's do this, and this is how we pass props to a component. So this prop is called message and has a value I'm giving my friend. Okay, so we can access prop inside the hello component like this. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so this dot props dot message, this is how we are referencing our prop inside the hello component. Okay, so let's run it, and fantastic, hello my friend. Okay, the reason we are writing this dot props dot message within curly braces, because we need to tell the JSX that we want to add a JavaScript expression, and this is called escaping. Fine. So now we have a reusable component which can render whatever message we want on the page. Fine. Moving on, the other way of storing data in React is in the components state. Whenever we want the component to be able to change its own data, we will use state instead. So unlike props which can't be directly changed by the component, the state can. So if you want the data in your app to change, as for example based on user interactions, it must be stored in the component's state somewhere in the app. Fine. Okay, let's initialize state. To initialize the state, simply set this.state in the constructor method of the class, and here our state is an object which in our case only has one key called message. And also before we set the state, we have to call super in the constructor, because this dot state is initialized before super has been called. Okay, the message. Just bit change. Okay, so now changing the state. To modify the state, simply call the this.setState method, passing in the new state object as the argument. Okay, and let's do this inside a method. Okay, let's call this update message. Okay, and remember, to make this work, we also need to bind this keyword to the update message method. Otherwise, we won't be able to access these in the method. Okay, so let's make the update message. Okay, just update the message. In previously we used my friend from state. Here just change the message as my friend from chain state. Okay, this will be fine. Okay, so now let's create a button to click on to trigger the update message method. Okay, here let me do some shortcut. Okay, okay, let's add a div element, and you should know this already if you were learning React.js. You should know this basics. Okay. Now let me do some shortcut, cut, copy, paste. Okay. Okay, so simple. Just .state.message, because we are using state instead of props here. So add the button here. So we are adding the button, and here we are hooking an event listener onto the button, listening for the on click event, and when this is triggered we will call the update message method that will update our message from my friend to my friend from change state. Okay, so name the button click me. Very easy. Okay, so I think it's done. So when the update message method is called, it calls this dot set state, and this changes the this dot state dot message value. So when we click the button, here's how this is done. Click me. Yeah, see, this is changed. Congrats! So you now have the basic understanding of React. So thank you. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment and share this video, and for more such videos consider subscribing. Thank you.